Hey everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus with another Pioneer League here for you. Was hoping to play some Jund action tonight, but due to the popularity from Willie Edel's success and other people starting to pick Jund up again, not quite able to rent Jund cards this evening, so instead I'll be working on some Bant Spirits in Pioneer. As a friendly reminder, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and leaving a constructive comment down below. So, this is Bant Spirits and Pioneer, one of the premier aggro decks that's risen to combat the various combo decks, whether it be Helia Ballista combo like we've played before, or the Dimir Inverter deck, which we've also played before on the channel. We've also have not had an opportunity to play the Underworld Breach Lotus Field combo deck, but that's not really up my alley, so I'm not sure that I'll be playing it too much. But this is a deck that predicates itself on its disruption being in the form of its creatures, usually in the form of Spell Queller in terms of disrupting what the opponent is doing. This particular build is by Yama Killer, a noted MTGO grinder. It's a little bit more simplistic. Some people have liked to play like Mystical Disputes and stuff in the main deck. This one's running that kind of stuff on the sideboard. Instead, it's going for a very simplistic 4/4/4/4/4/4/4/4/4/4 plan. So 4 Mortals, Liam Wonder, 4 Spectral Sailor, 4 Selfless Spirit, 4 Rattle Chains, 4 Supreme Phantom, 4 Spell Queller, 4 Empyrean Eagle, 4 Nimble Guest Herald, and 4 Collected Company. My kind of deck. 24 lands. You definitely want to make sure you cast your spells on time, unlike the modern version of Bant Spirits, which we might play here in the near future. They don't play anything like Ether Vial or Noble Hierarch to accelerate you, so you're a little bit more necessitating hitting your mana drops in order to cast all your spells on time. Sideboard, you got some extra disruption, you got some Seal Aways and Settle the Wreckages, and Deputy Detentions for creature-based matchups, primarily Rest in Peace for any matchups where that's good. Can help slow down the Inverter combo, etc. Disdainful Stroke, pretty good against anything that's playing 4 mana spells it's relying on to win, so, you know, pretty much the Inverter decks, anything that's playing big mana, any of that kind of stuff. Also, decent in spots against the Lotus Field combo deck, as a lot of their things like Granted and pour over the pages, and a lot of their win cons like Ugin and such do require them to do that. And Mystical Dispute is pretty good against obviously Inverter, the Mirror Match, etc. So lots of interesting stuff. Kept the sideboard fairly simple, kept the main deck very simple. As one side note for the channel stuff, I do apologize that we won't be getting to the modern stuff until the weekend, but I will be having 8 days off starting on Saturday the 21st, as I took a vacation long before this particular crisis has came upon our nation, so I thought it would be a good time to get caught up on some work both for this channel and for Historic Nexus MTG if you want to catch our Historic channel, as I move the Historic content off of this channel to focus solely on Pioneer and Modern on this channel, and Historic MTG obviously focuses on the Historic format. I'm a huge fan of the Eternal format of MTG. I'm not a huge fan of Standard unless I have a particular reason to play it, so it's kind of why the content's split in half. But this channel is obviously the primary one. It's the one we've been doing the longest. So if you like Pioneer and Modern content, don't forget to hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and a constructive comment down below. We are back for match number 1 with the Yama Killer's Bant Spirits list. 1 drop into 3 drop, I guess. Yeah, it seems fine. A little bit on the slower side, but we at least have the early pressure, right? Yep. Black Aggro, probably not Bant Spirit's best matchup, but, you know. Just don't want another land drop. Interesting to see what our opponent does here. Thoughtseize, yep. Unfortunately, it's really kind of unfair when they have the whole triple 1-drop start. Your Deadlands, kind of a brutal card. Yeah, you gotta go until you. Okay. You know you're still in your combat phase, right? Probably want bring in the 2 sealways, bring in the 2 solar wreckages, and then board out. I don't even know what. I think from here we pretty much have to hope to rip okay. Our opponent chooses to do here. Nothing. All right. All right. Pyrean Eagle. Going to be hard to come back from this one. I think you're you gotta do that main phase, friend. Okay, or not, because it's a swift end. Pretty good last card to have. I think I'm getting beat by an amateur. Guess they're going to hope to draw a card in a swamp. Feels like you should be attacking with Mina Vault here. Alright. Definitely not the chump block next turn. I think I got a chunk for 4 here. Hope to rip a... Really? Alright, we're not coming back from them ripping another removal spell. Alright, so presumably these guys in, and then do I even board out here? Maybe 2 spectrals. No. It's just like 2 spectral sailor out and 2. Selfless spirit out, since they are technically a removal spell deck, but Selfless Spirit isn't going to protect much given how much singular removal they have. Could be entirely wrong to go this route. It's a mulligan. Sounds fine. Probably put back Hallowed Fountain. So one of the downsides of the Spirits lists, at least in my experience with them in Modern, is you tend to run into problems against other aggro decks, especially aggro decks that happen to have good removal spells against you. Sure. Probably take Spell Queller here, would be my guess. Like, I don't have a ton of experience with mono black aggro. I think we've played one league on the channel. But I don't think, much like with vampires and historic, I don't think it's really a matchup you leave in Thoughtseize unless you like really don't have much else to bring in. I take Selfless Spirit, sure. Eagle's not a terrible one here. Going to run out the Supreme Phantom, even though I might be walking face first into a Fatal Push. Not a whole lot we can do about that. Yep. So is there anything on 3 in particular that I'm afraid of? I think I'm supposed to get on the board first and then worry about closing the game out. closing the game out. Protecting my threats. Because the problem with Spell Queller can quite easily get killed. So, 3 mana. Hero's Downfall. Okay. Kind of telegraphs what we drew, but it will. Opponent might also think I'm holding up Settle the Wreckage here. Sure. Fatal Push, yep, because this opponent has all the good cards. All right. All right. Sure. In for 6 here. Sure. Tap that down. Alright, so we got there in a game in which they mulliganed to 5 and we were on the play. So don't feel like I'm supposed to bring in detention, deputy of detention. I feel like our other cards are necessary evils, so I think we just click submit. Like maybe once again I'm supposed to like do one collected company. Huh. Well, his hand's a little slow, but very powerful. I think we click submit. What was that? Night of the Ebon Legion, sure. Maybe I'm just supposed to seal this puppy away now. Sure. I'm not guessing what they're playing against here. Deadlands is annoying. Best of 15. Push it real good. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. You'll do this turn. Okay. Okay. Settle the wreckage. Cannot operate if near deadlands during combat. Sure. Alright, well, it's past turn. I have two things with flash in hand and no reason to play anything. Sure. Tap it down. Okay, opponent had Hero's Downfall, Swift In, Fatal Push, Fatal Push. Okay. All right. Why you didn't cast whatchamacallit? I will never know. So I can Deadlands plus activate Mutavault. Yeah, if they had cast Murderous Rider, would be in a lot harder spot this turn. Okay, sure. Has to do Deadlands before combat. Guess I'm dead to Collective Brutality if they have it. Am I supposed to play around that here? I feel like they're trying to figure out what to if near Deadlands. It's got to be one of these two. Okay, guess they just figured there wasn't anything they could do. So we're back for the second match with Gamma Killers Bant Spirits for Pioneer Preliminary. Can't keep the all 3 drop 1 land hand. Hand's much more arguable. So if I put back Temple Garden, have all my colors, so see what our opponent does here. Hodor time, baby. Alright, so we're getting thought seized. We are getting thought seized. Okay. Sure. Thoughtseize bug activated. Well, I mean, if they have Fatal Push, they have Fatal Push, right? Looks like we're up against Sultai stuff. Sultai Delirium, whatever you wish to call it. There are times and places I'm very thankful for arenas set up on time. Like, you can't just sit here for a minute while you're doing something else. As much as some people don't like the new technology, I think it makes the turns go a lot smoother. Especially when people are trying to climb ladders or whatnot. Just don't have nonsense like this sitting here for 2 minutes for no good reason. Like, we should just be... I've cast this and untapped. You want to kill it? Cool. So, as I was telling before, in my experience, the spirits most struggle with decks that either don't care about what the spirits' game plan is or struggles against other aggressive decks. I think one of the decks that gave this deck fits was mono black aggro and mono red aggro, at least with fatal push, yep. Got all the 1 mana interaction you need. Go through the turn. Satyr Wayfinder. Okay, they have a hostage taker in their graveyard. And they take a Blooming Marsh. Okay, play an island, pass turn, well, attack and then pass turn. Obviously we could Coco to try to hit some lords, get some extra damage in, but don't think I'm particularly incentivized to do that right now. Sure. I'm cool with that. Once again, could have Coco'd, try to hit so Eagle and Spectral Sailor, any order. Grabbing Spectral Sailor because obviously we're out of gas. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They already have Delirium, so killing the Planeswalker isn't going to matter here. Well, it doesn't matter as far as Delirium is concerned, I should say. I wonder if our opponent is double queuing. Alright. Let's get that Planeswalker off the board. Don't want them to accrue extra value for no good reason. Because I believe it gains them a life and draws a card. Yeah. Sure. Aggro doesn't really do anything this turn. It gains them a life. Potentially lets them play a land. Another Aggro. Sure. All right. Obviously, this is a risk if they have another Abrupt Decay or something, but Queller can get this. Because Escape is an alternative casting cost. Consider Wayfinder, sure. Two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So their hand is Swamp and 1 unknown. Curious, what do you board in this matchup? Okay. So, Tasigur? Sure. All right. So let's gotta decide what they're gonna do this turn. Sure. So even if they get back Hostage Taker here, Hostage Taker the Spell Queller, they're still taking 5. Feels like we're in pretty good shape this game. Come on, friendo, what you got? Shirt. Shirt. Okay. And GG's. Alright, so rest in peace, pretty good against what the opponent's doing. So Sultai. A lot of things that the counter spells are good against, a lot they're not. It's possible I just want like Rest in Peace and... Okay, we'll start with what cards I don't want in this matchup. I think I want them all. Shift out one of those and 1 or 2 copies of Membergeist Herald. And then could bring in like some Disdainful Strokes. It's like it's likely our opponent's going to bring in Mystical Disputes. So especially if we have a Rest in Peace early, the game could go very much in our favor. Yeah, I mean, Rest in Peace and the Eagle and the Collected Company seems reasonable. Especially against the Fatal Push Thoughtseize deck. And turn 1 Thoughtseize. Well, that gives us more options. That's kind of nice. Yeah, how about I hit a no button? Phantom's an interesting one. All right. So do I collected company now? I hope they don't have either Mystical Dispute or some other removal spell. I think I'm just supposed to Coco now. The upside is quite high. Of course you have Mystical Dispute. Why wouldn't you, right? Yep, Bant's got a clock. See what you got, friendo. Okay, take a swamp. Sure. We're just too far behind this game, unfortunately. Too many lands, too far behind, and it's possible us to play a little bit differently there. Multiple copies of Vraska against us. Still think I'm fine with our current setup. Guess I'd like to play first. Awkward. Still think we keep it, but the hand is awkward. Because our blue man is tapped on turn 1, so we can't play Muslim Wanderer. Thoughtseize. Nope, just traverse the Unwalled. Okay. So I think to play Rattle Chains this turn. Want the pressure, then the disruption. So force them if they want to Mystical Dispute it. Sure. Yep. This point here is trying to hit some immersion in their hand, sure. I think we're gonna assume they're gonna try to race, so that means no blocks. So either way that gets countered. Coco's nice one. We're running the race, no reason to play into anything here. Sure. Okay. Alright, so... feels like we're going to close out this game. Nope. Okay. And we got there. Nice. Feels nice to be 2 Thoughtseize decks in a row. Back for the 3rd match here with Bant Spirits on the play. Can't keep the 1 lantern no matter how good the hand appears to be, so. Okay. Looks like we're going to 5. A little unfortunate sometimes. That's Magic, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get to 5. Sounds at least keepable, right? So, what do we put back here is the question mark. It's definitely a keep. So I think we're better off putting back 1 drop and Selfless Spirit. And which one of the 3 drops do we want to keep as long as a land? I think we put back Hallowed Fountain and Empyrean Eagle? I think Queller here. I think we're best just to try to get him dead with his hand because we're not going to grind a long game. And we're immediately going to run into a Thoughtseize deck. Looks like mono black again. Yep. Do you waste your whole turn pumping? The answer is no. committed to the spell queller line here. Could have played the other Empyrean Eagle, tried to race. Seems like they're light on interaction for 3 mana plays. Does seem like they intend to cast something here. Sure, I'm taking 5 here. Just make sure we don't die here. It blocks. Okay. So what were they hoping to block here? I think they were still dead as was. So definitely want the sealaways. Definitely want to settle the wreckages. Everything else is kind of meh. So we should have a couple Spectral Sailor. And then like Selfless Spirit was pretty important in that game, but I don't know that we want like multiple copies. They're not a sweeper deck. Most of their removals 1-for-1, and they might be bringing in Liliana, which makes X1s even more of a liability. So I'm not 100% sure on the cuts of Selfless Spirit. I think it is correct to cut some number of Spectral Sailor or Mausoleum Wanderer. They don't have a ton of like spells. Like it was nice to hit a Thoughtseize there, but like this game it's not going to hit a Thoughtseize, obviously. Alright, so what does this hand do? It does things. It's a little slow. We have a Seal Away, which will probably get Thoughtseized, but if they're spending one of their turns doing that, I think I'm fine. And they may have to Thoughtseize like Collected Company or whatever. So yep. Feels like I just want to play the flash game here. I'll play something for them to Fatal Push this turn. Alright, do you pump? Sweet. Looks like they're playing the removal heavy hand. Run this out as a threat. Sure. Just take a hit here. The pressure is not substantial, which is nice. Womp womp. Sure. Get to play all the flash game. Castle becomes prohibitively more expensive to activate. Yep. Don't know if that's the right move for him, but I guess if your hand's all trash, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I go ahead and use my no button on that. So we'll just start applying pressure, use rattle chains to block removal spells if necessary. Sure, don't care. Okay, that's quite a bit of damage. Did I miss lethal there? Phantom. No, we only would have gotten 4 either way, so. They have another Marauder, obviously we're just dead. So what do you do in response to the Thoughtseize? So you're dead? Cool. Guess they're not technically dead here. Yeah, they're dead to the Lord. Alright. Nice to have a good run so far on match number 4. Back for match number 4 here on the play again, which is nice. I think this hand's keepable, but it is certainly on the lower range of keep, I think. Four lands is like all you pretty much ever want to draw in this deck. So my guess is Inverter. Still feels like Inverter. This isn't a Grixis list, sure. Okay, Selfless Spirit, sure. Play this main phase. It does play in the sweepers a little bit, but not holding anything else up right now, so let's just get in the extra damage, try to get him dead. Sure. I'm trying to go air ability to play things that flash, I guess. So how do we handle the all removal spell deck that's not so imponderous? Like, I think I'm about to get bullist. Kalitas, even better. Sure. Fortunately gives them a zombie. It's a pretty nice set of draws. Sure. Tap your Kalitas down. I'll admit those were good draws. So, Grixis stuff, huh? Couple copies of Disdainful Stroke. They obviously have some big stuff. Some numbers of Mystical Dispute seem reasonable. Both their one-drops are pretty decent in the matchup. Like, what cards are actually bad? Let me shave like one Herald. Something goofy like that. Maybe like one land on the draw. Try like that. always a pleasure to run across wonderful opponents who just like complain about everything. It's like, you could still come back and win this match, dude. Just, dude or lady, sorry. It's just like, relax. Just a match of Magic. Hold up Mystical Dispute here in case they get a thought erasure us. See if that tilts them. Misplayed my lands there. Oh well. Sure. Actually, do I let this through? So I could try to hit Spell Queller or Selfless Spirit. Why not? Okay. Okay. We're back for match number 5. We're on the play again, which is always nice with especially a more aggressive base deck. Hand's a little on the risky side in terms of like hitting mana for Collected Company, but I think overall it's worth the risk here. Hopefully this is the mono white deck and we can just kind of run them into the ground. I think the most efficient play is just to play Spell Queller here, so I think that's what we're going to do this turn. Take the hit for 2 and like it. Okay. Sure. chance on a... Jeez. That was definitely annoying. Okay. Guess we just prevent the most damage here. Now we have 6 shots to go for a win here, I guess. So I can get through for 6, but not 7, so... Alright. We would have had the Nibelgeist Herald there, we would have won. Otherwise, we were just kind of up a creek without a paddle, so to speak. This is probably a Deputy of Detention matchup. DSI, glares, rest in pieces. Looks like we just have more. I think I'm okay with some amount of bad mana leaks. Cards that aren't great here. I guess Technical Mausoleum Wonder isn't fantastic. And then maybe shave a Selfless Spirit. Shave a Lord. I think this is the first time I have been down a game in this. This hand good enough? I think so. we were super close to winning there, but that Walking Ballista being an old 3-for-1 was kind of rough. Alright, I mean... I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to see someone play the deck at a much more proficient level than I did, but it feels kind of rough. That is super annoying. Oh well, let's play into it anyway. I just want to get it off the board. Alright. Do I win a flat-out race at this point? I think so. So I was super close to playing in the standard challenge today, and that got up over 64 players. I didn't really feel like playing 7 rounds of standard, especially with a less than 50-50 chance of prizing in a format I don't have a ton of experience with. So I was trying to do more content, more different things this week with having a week off work, and there's certainly going to be more content. I had to finish up this Bant Spirits League from the other day. Have some Jund and some Burn to work on this channel, some more historic stuff on the other channel. So it's been a really interesting thing. Make sure that we're not disconnected here. All right. I think we're just winning this race flat out, so no reason not to put the pedal to the metal. Now you can kill whatever you want, I suppose, and it really doesn't matter. Alright. I was going to say, I think we're far enough ahead that the game is over. The question is on the draw, am I supposed to switch to a more defensive orientation? Like, their deck's not that aggressive. I honestly think we're supposed to be the aggro deck in this matchup. So... Rest in peace, no. Seal away. Selfless Spirit's fine in spots. Settle the Wreckage obviously could be a blowout if they get one of their aggro draws going. Mausoleum Wonder. Disdainful Stroke has some targets, but not some great ones. Mystical Dispute doesn't feel fantastic. Empyrean Eagle, obviously good, but not like... Is it better than our other 3-drops? I think I'm supposed to click submit. I think this is a mulligan, unfortunately. Yeah, mulligan to 5. Keep this hand and kind of pray. So, back that and that, I guess. They have Ballista on one here. Yep, just an aggro draw of their own. They have a Baffling, they have a Baffling. There's not a whole lot we can do here. Or Stasis Snare, or... Yep. Don't think we're winning this race, but at the same time, I don't think we're going to. Especially if they have like a Heliod follow up here. You live by the spirit, you die by the spirit. Still a pretty good run overall. Be back in a second with the wrap up. So we are back with the wrap up with Bant Spirits. Not much to say. Like, I really liked the balanced approach to Yama Killer's list. Don't think there was any particular matchup where I felt like I didn't have the tools to win the matchup. You know, as much as our opponent was complaining in the Grixis matchup that we drew well, which we did, you know, even in the one matchup we lost, we were, you know, a 6 out of, or a 4 outer in a 40-some card deck, 50-some card deck to just win the game with Nevergeist Herald. As far as, like, getting that Arcanist Owl out of the way and swinging for lethal. So, a lot of positive things going on there. We beat two other aggro decks. I think one card that our deck seriously showed it has issues with is Walking Ballista. So we have 4, 8, 16, 20. We have 20x ones, which are obviously extremely vulnerable to Walking Ballista. I'm beginning to see why the Mono White Devotion deck has some fairly reasonable matchups. I think taking away the blue out of the deck might have made the deck more consistent and pretty good at what it did there. You know, watching that clinic versus me playing the deck, it was just like, wow. Maybe I should go back and revisit the Mono White version. But no, as far as Spirits was very powerful. I kind of like the very clear, when you're trying to learn a deck, a very like 4-4-4-4-4-4-4, like learning what the best cards are, which ones you can trim and such. Sideboard felt very clean in a lot of matchups. There were a couple matchups where it didn't feel like we had a lot of tools, but I don't know that there's a whole lot of tools this deck can bring in against the aggro decks that aren't already in the main deck, outside of things like Seal Away and Settle the Wreckage. I'm not sure I identified the proper role in the Mono White Devotion matchup. I do think we were the aggro deck, but I do think they can take an aggressive stance in some draws. So, obviously we gotta get them dead before they Ballista us or Heliod us. Beyond that, I mean, we beat up on the two clunky control decks, which felt nice. We also beat Mono Black twice, so don't know a whole lot of takeaways other than that. I do feel that like probably a red-based aggro deck probably isn't a great matchup. I'm sure there are other matchups that are like coin flips and stuff, but this deck was definitely a blast to play. And if you happen to like tribal synergies, I think this is kind of like your best bet in the format currently with all the combo decks running around. So anyways, this has been John for MTG Nexus. Once again, I am on vacation this week, so I will be putting out much more content, hopefully, and hopefully I will be scratching some itches you guys have had with the whole coronavirus epidemic. And to everybody out there, please stay safe and keep your family safe from this mess too. So hopefully we get you some enjoyable content out there, and you can stay home safe. And of those of you that have to go to work, thank you very much. I have certainly had to go to work this week during the coronavirus. I coincidentally scheduled a vacation this week that had nothing to do with coronavirus months ago. So I'll be working on quite a bit of different stuff. There's a lot of things that I wanted to get done this week, so hopefully I'll finally get some of those boxes ticked off, and we can finally start getting the content rolling again. I know things have kind of been a little bit slow the last couple weeks, as I've been kind of dealing with my own like chest congestion kind of thing going on. No, it's not coronavirus. It's just my seasonal. I usually get a seasonal cold when the temperatures start bouncing, and like it eventually drips into my lungs, and I have to take Mucinex, and that's just kind of my normal pattern every spring. So nothing new there, but I will be here and hopefully cranking out as much content as I can for you guys in the next couple days. So this has been John for MTG Nexus. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.